Okay, so I'm working right now, hence I have my headset on, and I have to leave it on because I'm expecting clients. Um, but I need to address something, and I'm not affected by it, but well, how do I say this? It doesn't bother me at all because you'll see why. But the reason I have to address it is because there's a lot of people that this would bring fear to. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to read you something. I got a notification on my YouTube channel. Let me pull this up. Okay, and I just finished uploading today's readings. They're coming up. And it was talking about confrontation. It was talking about speaking out, speaking your truth, and how some people may not agree, right? But you agree to disagree. You go your way, I go mine, separate corners. You're entitled to your beliefs, and I respect your right to choose and your belief system, and you need to respect mine, right? Agree to disagree. That's the mature thing to do. So, and I was just outside, so my glasses are kind of dark because they have the transition. So sorry about that. Okay, let me find it. And you know, it's interesting because I know most people would just delete it, right? And I thought, no, this needs to stay because it needs to be addressed. So it was a video that I took when I was in Wisconsin. And my friend Troy told me about a place called Holy Hill in Wisconsin. I'm going to turn my work line off. Hold on, because watch us get a call and right in the good part, right? Right when I'm in the middle of saying something important. So hold on. Let me turn the radio off. So my friend Troy, he said, and he's all about ley lines, right, and all about the energy, the grids of the world, and there are ley lines that cross and vortexes in Wisconsin, and he says there's this place called Holy Hill. He goes, I'd love to take you there. This is when I first moved there, and we never ended up going. So my Uncle Phil and I, which is his uncle, we traveled all over the place, and I said, what about Holy Hill? And we were trying to find it, and I couldn't remember the name of it actually. And he said, well, there's this place, and it's called the Shrine of the Lady of Help in Champion, Wisconsin. And I think because we were looking at a waterfall close to that, we went. And it was the energy. Troy said, I want you to feel the energy. I want to see if you can feel what I feel. He says, I never went into the church. He goes, but walking on the land, I could feel this incredible energy. And at this place, miracles had happened, and, you know, there was just this amazing energy. And I thought that would be cool. So my intention was to go and do the weekly reading on the property to see if I felt anything different, right? So I told you guys I was raised as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and I haven't been a witness for, oh God, I don't even know how long has it been now, 10, 11 years. But I never felt comfortable in churches. Even the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses is different than a church because it's more like a living room, all the statues of Jesus hanging on a cross and the blood, and it all kind of bothered me. And confession always bothered me. Why do I need to confess to that guy? I'll speak to my own father, right? And I didn't like the fact that you had to pay the priests to do things. In Jehovah's Witness organization, that's one thing I do respect. It's all by donation. You're not charged to marry someone. You don't have to pay. They'll ask for a donation, but you don't have to pay. It's not like tithing. So anyway, I just never felt really comfortable in a church. So it had been, and I had stepped inside a couple. Like there's one in San Juan Capistrano inside the inn. What's it called? The Mission, right? It's the Mission. And I went inside there, and I left actually a little message. It didn't bother me. For some reason, that didn't bother me in there. But we got to this place, and the first thing I noticed were all these statues all over the property, And I don't know, if I don't know an angel, if I don't know their name, if I haven't been, if they haven't come to me, if I haven't had some kind of an experience, I don't deal with them. I don't pray to saints. Because to me that would be like praying to Buddha or praying to Ganesh or praying to Lakshmi. I believe in my Father. There's one God. That's my belief. You can believe whatever you want. I'm speaking because this is my page and I'm addressing something. So I believe that we have all one Father, right? And there are angels and there are spirits and there are dragons and there are fairies and there are whatever they are that Spirit uses to communicate with us, the elementals in the forest, right? I've seen lots of them. So a saint to me is somebody that was a really decent person. Like to me, And now maybe this will be sacrilegious to someone, I don't know. Lady Diana, Princess Diana, she was a saint. To me, it was a wonderful woman. She wasn't perfect. You guys call Mother Teresa a saint. Who else is a saint? Saint Christopher. I actually have a Saint Christopher medal, but it's a symbol to me. It's about safe passage by spirit, and it isn't. I don't give specific credit to certain ones. Do you understand? To me, it's a symbol. They're all just spirit. So I'm in this place, and Uncle Phil and I think Alexa was with us, we went to go down into this church. And when we got inside, something started happening to me. The energy was really tight, and it was very closed in. There wasn't any circulation in there. And you had to go down, into like underneath. And as I started to go down, I started feeling this anxiousness inside of me, and I thought, I didn't know what it was. I'm not afraid of it, right? It's just a building. And we walked around inside, and I just started getting quieter and quieter. And everywhere I looked, they were asking for money. They were asking for money for pen. Like, here, do you want to sign leave a little message for your loved one? It's, $5. Or this will be, even the pens you had to buy. Everything was for sale. If you want to have this, it'll be this price. And it bothered me, I understand that I'm a reader, right? This is what I do for a living, and people want a reading. They pay for my time. I get that. And you're saying, well, it's the same kind of deal. I don't know. The way I was raised, everything was donated as far as the church was concerned, the congregation. Everybody kind of brought, it was almost like, what is it called? Like community, like maybe that's my community mindset from my past life. I don't know. I just didn't like it. I didn't feel comfortable that everything was money. It was all about money. And then there was this big poem, and it talked about, it literally spoke about that. I wish Uncle Phil was here. He would remember what it was. He's so good at things like that. But it was literally talking about how the Pharisees took the money from the people, and how blah, blah, blah. It was this big, long thing about, and I thought, that's what you're doing. Everywhere I look in here, you're asking for money. And you're going to put this big, how do you correlate that with this? I don't get it. I just didn't feel comfortable in there, and I wanted to leave. So I sat down, and I thought, I'll go outside and I'll do the reading outside. And it felt tight, and I kept walking, and I literally had to end up in a field. I was sitting in a field hundreds and hundreds of yards away from the church before my energy felt at peace. Felt calm. It was really weird, and I was speaking about it. So if you want to look at my video, if you want to leave your comment, the reading at the Shrine of the Lady of Help in Champion, Wisconsin. Let's see if I say anything else. What was I speaking about? Ooh, I didn't give any other information. That's interesting. It must have been before I started, putting down my animal totems and stuff. I was speaking about the animal totems that were there. Actually, I remember that. And so anyway, I get this, for 52 minutes ago, I get a notification. And this person is called Representative of Mary. Mary crushes Satan. Dove equals equal to Holy Spirit. The next thing you need is to go to confession, because you are headed to hell. And the Red Hawk will scoop you up into hell. That is the devil overwhelming you. When I saw this video, I knew some evil has taken hold of you. Oh, wow. I haven't even seen this part of it. This may have been added. I don't know. You could not stand the chapel because of the holiness in there. Remember how the evil spirits could not stand Jesus Christ, the Son of God. Wow. You are in trouble right now, but you are in trouble. I suggest you go to confession for your sins in the occult. And I read that, and I was like, wow. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because if you were somebody that had grown up in the church, I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. They think what I do is demonic, right? They think that only the 144,000 are allowed to speak to angels, that I can't speak to angels. That's wrong. I don't get that. If my Father is our Father and those are his angels, why are you allowed to talk to him but I can't? I've had angels appear to me. No, they're not demons. You can think they're demons, but everything that I do comes from love. It's about promoting love. It's about peace. It's about helping people. And I have had nothing but positive experiences concerning spirit since I started following my spiritual path. And I struggled for 7 years because I felt like I was doing something wrong, but it wasn't right what I was being taught. I knew that it wasn't right to cut family members off, God is love. I'm sorry. I had issues with certain things, I always did. And so I'm speaking up because there's a lot of people that are leaving religion, right? There's a lot of people that are realizing that God didn't create religion, man did. It was a way to control people. It was a way to hold people down. It was a way to control the masses. I mean, you think about it. The Pharisees, she brought it up, the Pharisees and Jesus. Jesus went in and turned the money changer tables over. It was the Pharisees that had those in his father's house. He was loving, he was kind, he was gentle, he was meek, but he was fucking right up front when it came to that. You don't like the way I swear? You don't have to be on my page. Who says swearing is a bad thing? You? Right? He didn't like it. Do you think he was, and the reason I don't like Jesus on a cross and all of those pictures, have you ever seen a picture of Jesus where he's healthy and strong and full of color? Do you honestly think the man was a carpenter? He was a hard worker and he was God's son. Do you think he's going to be this thin, weak, pathetic man? Yes, he was whipped, but no, his body would have been in amazing shape. He was a worker. He was outside. He carries lumber. He carried, they didn't have the modern conveniences that we have today. So, and I'm sorry, but Christianity invented the cross. There was no cross. Go back and look in the look it up in the history books. They didn't put people to death on crosses. They put people to death on the stake. Okay, so all of that's bullshit. Anyway, so there's a lot of things about the Bible that are not valid. There are books that have been added and books that have been taken out. To me, I like the morals of the Bible, a lot of them. Some of them I don't like. Do you honestly think God's going to say to Lot, yeah, give your daughters to the angels. Let the angels sleep with your daughter. Really? Don't you find that disgusting? I do. I'm sorry. That's not okay. You're not going to rape my daughter in front of me. I'm not going to go have you kill your son to prove to me that you're loyal. I'm sorry. There goes the crow. Interesting, out of the darkness, right? So my response was, well, aren't you just the symbol of love? What would love say? What would love do? Truly, is it your place to judge another? No. Our, capital letters, Father says, judge not lest ye be judged. I have zero fear of punishment or hell. I have no fear of hell. For one thing, there is no other hell than what we experience here in this reality. And our Father is all love. I have no fear of punishment because he's my dad. He's going to punish me for speaking my truth? He's going to punish me for following my heart? For following the guidance that I have been guided by since before this time? She would say, oh, well, Satan has taken a hold of you. I posted something on my Instagram. I'm going to find it. And I know that there are people, I had comments from people, there's a lot of followers on my page that may not have understood that, Satan is a scapegoat. Sorry. There's a lot of negative energy in the world, but it's action. So what I posted, it's not evil and inherent. People aren't inherently evil. It's the bad that they choose to do to another. That's evil. That's a choice. So where's my post? Satan. Because without a scapegoat, you might have to take personal responsibility for your own actions. Right? Yeah. Okay, lady. I'll go to confession and I'll confess that I fucked your husband and done all this other stuff and then it'll be good, right? No. I don't have to go to confession to know that that's not okay. I don't have to go to confession to be moral and stand in my integrity and my values and be honorable. I'm an honorable person. I'm a loyal person. I have never cheated on anybody in my life, and I never will. I speak my truth. I don't lie. I don't condemn other people, and I don't judge other people. You, lady, you're judging me. You need to go talk to your father and get it straight. I don't need to go to confession about anything. I am speaking my truth, and I'm entitled to my opinion and my belief system, just like you are entitled to what you believe. And there are people on my page that they saw that and they gave like a shocked face. And my friend says, I wish people would leave him alone, Satan. He gets blamed for everything. Have you ever watched Lucifer? Funny as hell. He's always saying something to that effect. He says he doesn't want to make anyone do anything. He's just who they get sent to be tortured for whatever they did. Look up the actor. Now, if you talk about it, I have another way of, they're talking about the angel that was sent down to play the role. Basically, they're all God's sons. And it's like, it's your choices that bring you to a place of unsettled emotion. If your spirit is unsettled because of the things that you have done, that's yours to carry. You got to work through all of that before you can release it and move on. That may be what they call purgatory. I have no idea. But I don't go out and judge people purposely. I don't go out and hurt people purposely. I don't lie. I don't cheat. I don't steal. I don't flirt with other men's husbands. I never have. I don't flirt with other girls' guys. It's not my scene. I am straight up. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, and when I do, I admit them. Sometimes I don't know what I've done until it's brought to my attention. But I'm always ready to compromise, and I'm the very first to forgive. I'm the very first to say I'm sorry. So I'm making this public because I thought about that, and I thought, wow, what if I was somebody that had just come out of religion and I was struggling, and that person came at me like that, screaming fire and brimstone, you're going to go to hell. God, how unloving is that? Preachers that stand on a platform and say to you, if you don't do this, you're going to go to hell. I thought we were free moral agents, that God wants us to serve him of our own volition, not because we're forced to do it, right? If you don't do what I tell you, you're going to go to hell. You're a narcissist. The narcissist and the empath, right? You prey on people's gentle hearts. You prey on people's good intentions by instilling fear into them. And that sweet thing is fucked up. So before you come and write something like that on my page, know where I stand. And I'm letting that stay there. But anything after this, anything this woman has to say at this point is done. I'm allowing it to sit there because it needed to be addressed. But I've had this discussion with another friend of mine, Jake. He's the spiritual guy. He's a great guy. He's a yoga instructor, and he's amazing. He just spent the last 3 years in Bali and in India in an ashram. The guy's amazing. He's all about love. And on his page, somebody did this, and he just deleted them right away. And I said, why didn't you answer them? And he said, I don't have time for negative energy. I'm here to promote peace and love and guide people and help people to ascend to a higher level. And it's all about spreading light and love. I don't need and I don't want negative energy on my personal page. That person isn't going to hear anything that I have to say. And I thought, you're right. You're right. I'm not going to argue with you. It's kind of like what we saw this morning. If you guys have watched today's reading with the cats. The cat wanted to enter, and the other cat started fighting. And it's like, I can't come out. Yes, you can. No, I can't. It's kind of like a gay person. I don't want to come out because they're going to condemn me. They're going to lynch me like a black person. Right? I'm going to lynch them because we don't agree. They're less than us. They're subhuman. Wow. Really? Who created them? That's your brother. What the hell's wrong with you? I'm sorry. I don't have prejudice. The only people that I'm prejudiced against are the fucking rednecks who treat everybody else like they're less than human. That's what I have prejudice against. So, not everybody's going to like what you have to say. And you don't have to agree with them. But you need to coexist on this planet. Just like these cats have to coexist in my house. This is my house. I say what goes. And this is my father's house. This is your father's house. This whole planet is our father's house. So yeah, I have an issue with war. Yeah. Bombing Syria? Do you think every single person in Syria is an evil person? No. There are children there. They have no idea what's going on. You're lucky you were born here, or were you? I'm glad I was born in Canada, actually, because our president is a psycho. There's a lot of things that are unjust in this world, but I'm not going to war. I don't believe in war and never have. And I'm sorry, you're trying to defend this country? Well, they're trying to defend their country. So it's okay for you to go over there and kill them? It's not okay to kill anybody. I don't even kill animals. I'm a vegetarian. I'm sorry. So you picked the wrong person to say, you think you're going to ruffle my feathers and scare me. Doesn't scare me. But wow, lady, you could cause something really bad to happen to somebody. If you speak to somebody like that is imbalanced, somebody who has a great fear, you could cause somebody to take their life. You could cause somebody, God knows what you could cause somebody to do. Don't do things like that. What would love say? What would love do? What does it say in the Bible that you are thumping on my head? Right? What are the fruitages of the Spirit? Whatever is good, whatever is kind. What is it? I don't even remember all the words. Whatever is chaste. I know but it's like I had the New English Standard Version. Everybody has something different. Consider these things. I don't like the thee, thou. I don't speak that way, right? Philippians 4:8. And I'll read it from the Jehovah's Witness Bible, because it's basically just the New World Translation in English language, because we don't talk about thee, thy, thou, right? That's not how we speak. So finally, brothers, all of us, brothers and sisters, soul family, whatever things are true, whatever things are of serious concern, whatever things are righteous, whatever things are chaste, whatever things are lovable, whatever things are well spoken of, whatever things are virtuous, and whatever things are praiseworthy, continue considering these things. Not you're going to go to hell if you don't go to confession. And you know what? You're Red Hawk, because I'm the Red Hawk, I'm the messenger. Your Red Hawk's going to pick you off. I'm not upset by her. I'm upset that she would hurt somebody else that might be upset by her. So please, so many of you that are coming out of religion, coming out of the fear of this dogma, of this reproach from others. We are the Eiffel Towers, and they want to put a gag upon this monument. They want to kill all the fags that don't agree. That comes from religion. That doesn't come from God. That comes from control. So what would love say? What would love do? And if you got a swear word sprinkled in here or there, it's not hurting me. It's not hurting anybody else. Now, I know how to conduct myself in any situation, you know, and I'm a lady, and sometimes ladies swear. I know when not to use that language, but right now I felt like using it, probably because I felt like being a little bit rebellious, because you're not going to tell me what to do or how to act. I'm not faking it. I don't wear a mask. What you see is what you get, and this is it. This is the real deal. And if you don't like it, you don't have to come to my page, right? I didn't go to your page. This is my personal page. So that's all I had to say. And like I said, today, there's clouds in the sky. Things are whipped up a little bit. That we were encouraged today to speak our truth and not be afraid to come forward. We don't have to agree with everybody else, but we can say, I choose peace, right? I choose a peaceful, and like I said to her, blessings on your journey of continued enlightenment. I hope she gets there. And I know I won't get there fully until I'm ready to go back into spirit, because none of us are perfect. We're all learning, right? All right, that's it, you guys. Over and out from the Eagle's Nest. I love you. Bye.